Hey guys, God bless you wherever you're logging in from. This is Gilad Rossinger with a live, urgent message to share with you today. Go ahead, right as you log on, go ahead and share this, share it to your stories. This is a right now word, very important, time sensitive. This is happening right now. You know, things are escalating in a way that we can't even imagine. And I'm going to be covering some very important things that you can be doing to prepare yourself and your family for what's coming upon the earth. We've been prophesying this and having people get ready for this time, okay? Like when we released the many prophetic warnings and dreams and about the perfect storm and everything that was coming. Praise God, He gave us a lot of time to get ready. And many have heeded that call to get ready and prepare. So this is just a continuation. I'm incredibly encouraged. I feel that the Lord is moving in power and He is getting His people into position. Listen, we do not fight for victory. We war and fight from a place of victory. And so you need to remember that. Be strong and courageous. Have no fear. Be encouraged. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. But today I'm going to share some practical things that you can be doing to help support innocent life, innocent civilians in Israel, Jewish people in Israel that are in danger and in threat. Their lives are in danger right now, severe danger. But I'm also going to share what you can be doing to prepare your family, and it's all connected. So Israel is ground zero right now for this demonic infiltration of evil and the attack of evil terrorism against innocent life. There's a lot of scenarios that are unfolding, and I'm not going to get into that right now because the important thing is that there's a real situation that's unfolding right now in Israel that's going to affect the entire world. And you need to understand that. As you're watching, you could be like, well, you know, you could take Israel's side, you could take the Palestinian side, you could take it. Listen, just put that aside right now because that doesn't really matter at this moment in time. Because there's a bigger picture that's unfolding, a battle between good and evil, light and darkness, love and hate. It's a spiritual battle. That's obviously going on in the natural. And so there are many specific scenarios that are unfolding very quickly. And I'm going to talk about that right now. So right off the bat, you need to be aware that this wicked organization of terrorists called Hamas has called for a day of global jihad against the Jewish people. There's a focus of it on Israel. And so they're calling, the surrounding nations, the surrounding Muslims to engage in a global day of jihad, tomorrow on Friday the 13th. Now that I don't believe that's a coincidence. Okay. Everybody knows that Friday the 13th is a satanic, demonic type of day where they like to glorify evil. And there are a lot of things that are happening as far as sacrifices and witches and covens and all these kinds of things that are planned. And so you need to understand that evil is empowered by wicked blood sacrifice, by these evil people that sacrifice their babies to Baal. They don't care about life. They celebrate death. These people are evil. They're evil. Now, it's very difficult when you don't know exactly who your enemy is. Okay. In this situation, you got people that are not dressed in a specific military uniform. They are dressed in whatever kind of, outfit they have. And so, the first thing that we have done, I'm going to tackle the spiritual side, and then I'm going to tell you what you need to do in the natural as well. On the spiritual side, we have called a 21-day fast, a time of fasting and prayer, for this exact situation, for Israel and for, the protection of innocent life, for the divine intervention of the Lord to show up in power, in this situation, and to intervene in what's happening on the ground in Israel, because what's happening in Israel is going to affect the whole world. But this global day of jihad that they have called is not limited to Israel. This is a day of rage, and you can obviously see, just by the nature of what they're doing, you can see their type of belief system and their religion. Okay, they want to attack innocent life. They don't care, what you've done, mothers, children, babies, innocent, old. They don't care. They don't care. And so we have called a global international fast, and we've mobilized thousands of people to take a stand against this demonic agenda. Now, I want to tell you that wherever you are around the world, you cannot deny whatever your faith is, whatever your belief system is, whatever your religion is, you cannot deny that this is a time where good against evil. It's light against darkness. It's wickedness, hate against love. I mean, there's no denying right now the evil that is manifest. So I want to challenge you, those that see what's happening and you say, hey, yeah, that's evil, that's wicked. All right, well, consider joining to fast and pray. To fast and pray. So that's the first thing that we want to do, because this battle is spiritual. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example, and then I'm going to go into the natural side of things, the things that you can do to prepare. So in the book of Daniel, in the Bible, the prophet Daniel, he fasted and prayed. He lived a lifestyle of fasting and prayer, where he ate only a specific type of food. He didn't eat any of the delicacies. He didn't eat any of the delicacies of the king. And he ate fruits and vegetables, water, mainly basically no meat, no alcohol, no wine, no sweets. And there was a massive breakthrough. His fast, what he did, it affected the battle between good and evil in the spiritual realm. It affected the battle between good and evil in the spiritual realm. What do I mean by that? The angel Gabriel on the 21st day of Daniel's fast, the angel Gabriel showed up and in a powerful vision to the prophet Daniel. And he told him, listen, the very first day that you set your heart to fast and pray, God answered you. He sent me right away, immediately. When you decided I'm going to declare this fast, I'm going to fast and pray, God answered you immediately. But what happened? He said the prince of Persia, which is a demonic principality, it's a wicked principality over that region. Gabriel said, but he resisted me for 21 days. But then your fasting and prayer basically helped the breakthrough come. And then Michael, the archangel, came and helped me. And that's how I broke through. And so the first response is spiritual. Whether you understand that or not, this is a spiritual war that we're fighting that's manifesting in the natural. Whatever happens in the spirit happens first, and then it happens in the natural. All right. So we're calling a 21-day fast starting right now. We're going to focus on really praying for Israel, praying for the safety of all innocent life on both sides. Okay. We are against the hurting or the killing or the oppression of any innocent life whatsoever. And so we are praying on both sides, on the Gaza side, on the Arab side. We don't want to see innocent life hurt. But then you have this force of evil, of wicked, that is a barbaric terrorist organization that's manifesting in a lot of these various organizations that needs to be stopped, because the devil is using these organizations and these people that hate life. They hate innocent life. They hate the Jewish people. They hate Christians. And they have a mandate literally to annihilate innocent life, if you think about it. Okay. So we got to make that a priority. Now, in the natural side, I'm going to talk about Israel. And I'm going to talk about what you can do wherever you are in America. However, there are different laws in different countries, but there's a very serious situation on the ground right now in Israel. And that is, we can see from the invasion of these terrorists that came across the border into that party. And again, I'm not going to go into any reasons or what or how it happened or who made a mistake, because this situation is happening right now. Okay. And so I'm not going to, go into that whole deal because there's a situation that's unfolding right now. But we're looking at this. We're looking at this happen, and we're saying, okay, so what does that mean? When you have innocent civilians that are brutally murdered in their homes, you have babies, you have children, you have old Holocaust survivors, grandparents that, the army didn't show up. There wasn't a response for whatever reason. In some cases, there were hours before anybody showed up and hostages were taken. Now, the response right away is, well, if they were armed, they would have been able to have a chance to defend themselves. All right. Now, we need to help these innocent civilians be able to arm themselves in an event where something like this happens. There's an invasion, let's say, in another part of the country. And, for whatever reason, the army or whoever are not able to get there. Listen, and even if they were, like, some things happen so fast, if there's a terrorist at your door, what are you going to do? You're going to call somebody and wait until they get there? No, you don't have time. You have seconds to respond. That's why we're in favor of life. I'm anti-war. I'm anti-terrorism. I'm anti-violence. I'm not a supporter of it, but I am a big proponent of life. I love life and I love the preservation of life, and everybody that is on here should agree that life is sacred. And if you have an evil murderer, an evil terrorist that's coming to kill you or your family, you should be able to defend yourself, and you should do that. And so there's a situation right now in Israel. There are processes that they need to go through, and they can legally own guns to defend themselves. There's a little bit of a longer process than there is here in America. In America, of course, the Constitution is very powerful, very strong in the right to bear arms and the right to protect life. And every citizen, every legal citizen without a criminal record, has the right to defend themselves and their lives and their property and their homes. And there's obviously a background check that it takes to get a weapon, but it doesn't take long to do that. So most citizens in most states, it varies depending on which state you are, you can go in to a gun store and arm yourself. And you should do that. You should do that. You should absolutely do that. If you haven't already, you should, you should get trained. You should get trained, and you should definitely arm yourself, because these wicked, evil terrorists, they're all over the world, not just in Israel. And so we want to help equip Israeli citizens, innocent Israeli citizens, and help them be able to defend themselves. Okay. I have a friend on the ground, ex-special forces in the IDF, and he's mobilizing and helping people right now in Israel legally. Everything we do is legally. I'm very big on following the law, the moral law and the law of the land. Okay. We're very big on that. And so there is a process that he's taking people through, but many of these citizens, they just don't have the money. It's very expensive. Everything in Israel is a lot more expensive. So, it's already pretty expensive to get, a firearm, even in America, but there it's at least double the price. And so we're raising funds to help them be able to defend themselves. Just put yourself in their situation. Imagine that you're in a home and all of a sudden let's say you live in the Golan Heights. All right. let's say you live in the Golan Heights, and all of a sudden, or let's even just say in the northern part of Israel, and the same thing happens that happened on the southern border, and you have these monsters that come in, and they're like, they're armed, they're heavily armed. They're heavily armed, and they're going house to house and executing, your neighbors and, your grandma and your cousin and your trying to just shoot people up. You need to be able to defend yourself. And so that's what we're advocating. We're saying, hey, we need to help these innocent people to be able to defend themselves. So if that's something that you feel you want to do, I encourage you, go to our page right now, and you will see on our page where we've posted about sowing and supporting these various causes. Now, we're going to be doing humanitarian things as well. There are many different people and organizations that we're going to be helping in Israel. We've already sent thousands over already, and I want to thank everybody that's already sent, but this is happening quick. Okay. So we need to move on this, because there's a process even of waiting for each person to go through the training, get their license. It could take, several days, up to a week. They're trying to expedite it because of the situation. All right. So please consider giving towards that. And you can go to our main Facebook page and find all the ways to give. And we're doing that. We're doing it right now. We did it this morning. We did it last night. We're sending over, you guys send money in, we're sending it over to help them right away. Now, I want to talk to you about this day of rage that they have declared. And tomorrow, specifically Friday the 13th. Okay. You need to be on guard. You need to be ready. Just be alert. Just be alert. Because, I believe that this thing that's happening over there, it's not isolated to the region. I believe that it's happening, and it's going to escalate in various situations, all types of countries and different situations. And so you just want to be kind of on more alert. You don't want to have any fear. I mean, I have no fear. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I feel good, but I'm ready for those types of scenarios. I'm armed. If a terrorist shows up and tries to, do something, they will be dealt with. And that's the mentality that you need to take. And you need to realize, see, it's very hard for most people, I'll say 98%, 97% maybe, of people watching this. It's hard for you to believe that anybody would even do that. It's like, really? These people are going to steal, they're going to rob, they're going to kill, they're going to break in, but yes, it is a reality. It's happening all over the world, and it's increasing in scope. The magnitude of this evil, it's blatant evil and wicked, but it's happening, and denying the fact that it's a reality and that it could happen in an area where you're at. It's just naivety, and it's not smart to live and to put your head in the sand and to pretend like it's not happening. The better approach is just to be strong, pray, and believe that, hopefully you'll never face that kind of situation, but be prepared in the event that you are. And even if it's not you, what if you're somewhere and then you see some wicked, evil person or a terrorist trying to attack some innocent person? Let's put it in another perspective. What are you going to do if you're out in some area? Let's say you're on a walk, you're on a run, you're hiking a mountain, you're in a grocery store, you're at a school, or you're in a mall. Let's just say hypothetically you're there, and then you see some murder or terrorist or somebody that's just, starting to act in that kind of way to harm innocent life. Don't you want to be able to protect innocent life? So if you're capable of that, I encourage you to do that. It's going to be important. It's going to be important for you. And we can see stories. I'm just reminded right now, real quick, I'm going to finish this up because I want to keep this video quick, but real quick, I'm reminded of that young hero. It was a mall. I can't remember where it was. I think it was in Minnesota, but he was in a mall, And there was this gunman that came in there to the mall and started shooting people. And he was 45 yards away. He was armed, and he took out the madman, the gunman. He took the terrorists out, right there, and he saved countless lives. Now, think about it. Who's the hero and who's the bad guy? We need some heroes in this hour. Okay. Listen to me. We need some heroes in this hour. We need some people that are ready to defend innocent life. And that's going to be a reality as we move forward in time. So I want to encourage you. These are the things that you want to do as far as preparedness. You want to have some extra cash. Okay. You want to have some extra cash just available just in case you need it. You want to have your gas tanks full in your car. Just make it a habit to just keep them full just in case. It's just smart. It's just wise. Just in case. You want to have some, means of protection for sure. If you're legally able to, own, a firearm wherever you live. I know we have people that watch us all over the world. So the laws are different. The laws are different in every country. So I'm only saying do what the law of the land enables you to do. If you're legally able to own one, then you should think about that, and you should probably do it sooner than later. And so you want to definitely, just be ready for situations that can happen. Like, look how fast this thing happened. Look how fast things change. One moment, everything seemed normal. The next moment, you have thousands of people are dead. You have hostages taken. You have a full-blown war. Look how quick it happened. Things can change. That's the thing. It's like, people don't realize how quickly something can change, whether it's natural disaster, whether it's a war, whether it's terrorist, whether it's economic collapse. I mean, look at countries like Venezuela and other countries like that. You just need to use wisdom, because the perfect storm is here. It's here. Everything we prophesied and we said was going to happen, it's happening, and it's accelerating. The good news is that you can be victorious in this situation. Number one, you want to be ready with God. You want to be right with God. Listen, if you don't know the Lord, you want to get right with him. Okay, the word of God is true. It's the truth. It's the truth. It is what it is. And praise God, he gives supernatural peace and comfort and protection to his people. So if you're not right with God, you want to get right with God, and you want to get prepared in the natural as well. Okay. I hope this blessed you. Listen, we have a lot of amazing people that have united, really in a powerful way, both online and also locally. It's just amazing. The response that we've had, the Lord has exposed a lot of enemies, a lot of secret traitors and people of that nature. And I want to encourage you, one last thing, be very careful who's around you in this hour. I'll just say this. Take an inventory of the people that are in your life and really pray about each person, because I guarantee you that betrayal and traitors are going to escalate in this hour as you move forward in time. And you want to be very, very careful about, who is around you, who's in your life, who's in your inner circle. It's one thing that God has been speaking to me very strongly about. It's something we've had to navigate. There were many people who pretend to be something that they're not. And they are sent as agents of deception. And whether they're doing it on purpose or not, it can be different in every situation. But I just want to encourage you, that's wisdom. That's wisdom to know who is around you. Now, here's the thing I want to leave you with, because it's my favorite. Isaiah chapter 26:3, the God of heaven and earth says, I will keep him in perfect peace, those whose mind is stayed on me. What does that mean? That means you don't want to be addicted to watching the news. You want to make sure that you're not falling into the seduction of war porn, of this fear mongering, of constantly having to see what's happening, the blood count, the body count, the body bags. Listen, your eye gates are important. Okay. Look, these are your eye gates. What you watch, what you listen to, what you intake in your mouth, all of it is important. Okay. It's important. You need to watch what you're listening to, watch what's going into your eyes. Okay. Listen, you can know what's going on without feeding on the violence and the evil and the constant needing to know. There's a way to be informed without being sucked into the seduction. And that's part of their tactic. I'll just say this right before I get off, and then I'm going to end this. Go ahead and share this if you would. This is going to bless a lot of people. Share it to your stories, share it to your walls. But I know for sure that part of their agenda is to instill fear. Okay. Because when you're operating in fear, it's hard for you to think clearly. That's why Isaiah 26:3 gives you a blueprint, and it says, those whose mind is stayed on God, on the things above, he will keep in perfect peace. They want you to be in fear. They want you to be afraid. That's why they're constantly putting out all these demonic videos and the bloody and the gore and look what's happening. Listen, don't go there. Don't get into fear. God will be with you. Just get prepared and be ready. But you want to focus on things above. You want to keep your mind focused on what's holy, what's pure. You want to build yourself up in the Lord like David did. Okay, David, when he faced great traumas and betrayals and trials, King Saul was trying to kill him. 3,000 soldiers were pursuing him all over the country. You know, you had various situations. The situation at Ziklag when they raided the town, and, you know, very similar to what happened right now in Gaza. There was a raiding of the town. The enemy came in, and David inquired of the Lord, and he said, Lord, shall I pursue? And God said, yes, pursue, for you shall recover all. I'm telling you, some of you just need to build yourself up in the Lord in this hour. Get into the secret place, begin to fast and pray, begin to declare and decree. Remember that you are the head and not the tail. You're above and not beneath. All those who call upon the name of the Lord will be saved, will be delivered. And you need to remember that you are victorious. There are more with us than there are with them. I'll tell you this right now. The Lord keeps telling me, he said, open your eyes, son. Open your eyes. Just like Elisha, the prophet, said, open the eyes of his guy that was helping him. He said, Lord, open his eyes. When the armies came in to attack, you know, Elisha's servant became afraid, and he was like, what are we going to do? He started to panic. He was like, listen, they're everywhere. What are we going to do? And the man of God just calmly prayed to heaven, and he said, Lord, open his eyes that he can see. And then the Bible says that his eyes were open. He looked around and he saw chariots of fire all around him. And he said, there are more with us than there are with them. And I'm telling you the truth. These fallen angels, these demons, these devils, Satan took with him 33%. He took with him a third of the angels. There are twice as many. There are 67% against 33%. So I'm here to tell you, not only is God more powerful, not only did he create the whole world, but Psalm 34:7 says, the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. So I'm telling you, be strong and courageous, build yourself up in the Lord, read the word, fast and pray, join us in this 21-day in fasting, and consider preparing in the natural as well, and consider supporting and helping us support our people on the ground. I have family in Israel from both sides. We have family, we have friends, we have loved ones. We're connected to organizations there. And God wanted us to be here for this season, and that's why he sent us here 2 years ago, which I won't go into. I gave a whole video explanation on that, and it's really miraculous how he told us what was going to happen before it happened, and now it's all happening. But I want to encourage you, this is the day that it's time to take a stand. Choose this day whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, the God of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Adonai Tzevaot, the God of heaven. God bless you, and share this. Take care.